Do you remember these statues here? Do you remember how their artist said that they were unused art for prop studies? Yeah, not anymore.
Do you hear that? It's the winds of change. You hear it? You hear the winds of change? What a creep.
Hello my friends, I hope you're all having an amazing day. Before I begin the video properly, I just wanted to thank all of you for your amazing response to the previous video. You don't need to go out of your way to leave such nice comments, but it made my day and it encourages me to continue to do my best in making these videos. So thank you, I really appreciated all the kind words that were left in that video. Okay, anyway. There has been a change to the ArtStation page of the Bungie senior artist Aaron Cruz, specifically about the description and the name of these statues here. Now I wasn't sure if only the description had been changed or if the name had been changed as well, so thanks to the advice of one of my amazing community members, I used a website called web.archive to go back in time and find an earlier version of the website. It was pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, this is what I found. This is the original title of the picture, and this is what it is now. Now, I can't use the website to find the original description, unfortunately, but I do remember that it listed the statues as being unused art that was for environmental prop studies of some kind. I remember when I first saw the statues a couple months ago, and I thought it was very suspicious, the whole unused art, prop studies, whatever. More so the prop studies part, and to a certain extent these changes have definitely validated those suspicions. Well, okay, just to show you what I mean, I'm gonna just show you this example here. The picture in question is, I believe, a guy who took tree hugging to the next level, but more importantly, this is actually an example of the category of art that the other picture fell into until recently. This picture here has no real title, it's simply called Environmental Prop Studies. The description says it's unused art, and it was made during the early production of The Dreaming City. So, although it's called Prop Studies, it was made for Destiny 2, and it has the icon in the thumbnail. At the same time, although it was unused, this was made to complement a destination during its early development stages, and the impact it had on that final state of the destination, we just don't know. Now let's go back to here. This too used to be unused art, and the title was Prop Studies. It also has, back then and now, the Destiny 2 logo on the thumbnail. Okay, let's get to the good part. If this picture, these statues, if they were just unused art for prop studies, then why did Mr. Cruz change it? He removed the description, including the part saying it was unused art. He gave it a proper name, Ancient Statues, and he left the Destiny 2 logo on the thumbnail. I'm gonna be dead honest with you, okay? I kind of thought that Mr. Cruz was pushing his luck by making these public in the first place. I mean, look at them, okay? If you didn't know any better, you'd think that they were kind of, spoilerific. But what kind of saved his bacon and it prevented anyone from making any proper, declarations, it was the fact that he had attached terms like, this is unused art. And it's just for prop studies. But now it's gone, and all we are left with are very suspicious statues with a proper title and the Destiny 2 logo on the thumbnail. Yikes. So what do I think? Well, what do you think? I'll go first, you tell me in the comments, okay? I think it's very strange for something that should have been pretty insignificant to require a change like this. This is one of the few times, at least in my experience going through pictures, that I've seen an artist go back and cover up an aspect of their published work. The biggest example of this that I've found are the Kolobayev pictures. I have a video on that you might find interesting. I think this is the real question that needs to be asked. Does this actually mean anything? I mean, I get it, it's sus, haha funny, but does it really matter? I'll try and answer with this. Do you remember the previous video that I made about these statues, the King and Queen? Well, people thought that nothing was going to happen with those, and part of those assets made it into the game, and proved that the picture was not only used, but that the picture was pyramid ship related. Now, the King and Queen statues, those pictures, those were released only a month before these statues here. That is a very tight time span, and the fact that you have two pictures very closely linked together in terms of the release date, one has already been proven to be partly, well, definitely used to a certain extent, very suspicious. And with Mr. Cruz's behavior and changing aspects about the description of the name, definitely raises a lot of concerns for me anyway. Well, not necessarily concerns, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. Those are just my thoughts on if I think this is a big deal, how it links to previous pictures he's released, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. For the next part, right, I'm going to do something that some of you might hate and some of you might enjoy. What I did was I dug really deep to try and find any links between these statues and the pyramid ships. I mean, first of all, right, they kind of look a bit, you know, pyramidy. And second of all, like I said, if the king and queen statues were proven to be somewhat related to the pyramid ships, and again, these are very closely linked to each other in terms of release dates, then why not try and find a link with the pyramid ships? It just kind of makes sense. So I did some digging. I'll show you what I found. Some of you will think it's ridiculous, some of you might enjoy it, but whatever. It's just for fun. I'm not saying this is 100% anything. It is what it is. Okay, so looking at these statues, you see this symbol right here. I'll zoom in and all that so you can get a good look at it. So I'll tell you what I see. I see a big circle, I see a little circle, and I see like a dot in the middle. I think it's pretty clear, right? Okay. And also, it kind of looks like an eye, but whatever, it's whatever. Okay, now hold on to that thought. We're going to go to this picture here. This is my favorite picture of all time, the only one surviving from Kolobaev's batch of Destiny 2 pictures. Beautiful picture, super detailed, super detailed. And I've been studying this picture for over a year now, and I've been going into the nitty-gritty details, and I've had friends who have kindly upscaled it for me so I can get a better look at all the tiny little whatevers. So I'll tell you what I found here. First of all, right, we have this middle statue here. You can see the statues. I'm not zoomed in or anything like that. Now, if we zoom into the middle statue on the right kind of shoulder that's going on here, we can see this symbol. It doesn't really fit. It just seems to randomly be a glowing symbol on a statue. There's no real context for it. It's kind of out of place. But more importantly, look at the symbol. Big circle, little circle, and I guess what you could say is either an even smaller circle or a dot, depending on what your interpretation is. Now again, I'm not saying that this is linked to the previous symbol, but they certainly are somewhat similar. And again, with the added context that it doesn't really fit in the picture it's in, maybe it's a hint, maybe it was there on purpose, who knows. Just wanted to point that out. Next off, we have in the, we're gonna zoom out, okay? And then we're gonna zoom in. This is in the right foreground. We have these eye symbols here. Again, I'm not saying that they're the same, or even if they're necessarily similar, but I just wanted to point that out. Okay. And next, we're going to go to the left mid-ground, I guess you could say. This is actually a reflective surface. It's not just neon lights or whatever. And as you can see, the majority of this kind of pattern of the swirly lines consists of circles with dots in them. Again, I'm just saying it's a similarity. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to do, take a big step back. This is a much more broader, obvious whatever. If we look at the statues, look at the theme, okay? We couldn't necessarily do this with the king and queen statues because they seemed very alien in nature anyway. However, with these statues here, what we can see is a very clear inspiration in the theme of the statues. And they have a very ancient civilization, I would argue specifically ancient Egyptian inspiration. Now, the pyramid ships have been inspired, their design has been inspired from many different cultures, and Beyond Light really did prove that. We have inspirations from ancient Mesopotamia, Asia, Greece, Egypt, plenty of others, right? But looking at this picture here, I like to consider this the baseline for the inspiration for the pyramid's design. It definitely seems to be the foundation that a lot of the steps after were taken from, okay? And personally, I have always believed that the main inspiration in this picture was from ancient Egypt. Okay, so again, I'm just saying, from a broad perspective, the fact that these statues are clearly, I guess you could say, from Destiny 2, ancient Egyptian themed, that's a link there to the pyramid ships. I kind of went on a bit of a tangent there, but I'm just trying to be a bit articulate about it. Okay, because for the next part, we're going, oh boy. So you remember this cutscene here. we have two different versions of it. The first version was the first cinematic for Destiny 1, all about the Golden Age and the collapse. These snake-like objects here, they were supposed to represent, and I guess they still do, they represent the darkness, or at least the enemy or the entity that hunted down the Traveler. If we zoom in on it, you can see that the pattern inside the lines are, for the most part, circles with dots in them. It's a very intentional detail. It wasn't just a bunch of swirly whirlies. Somebody, the artist specifically went circle dot, circle dot, circle dot. And it carries over to D2 in the Season of Arrivals cutscene when the Traveler heals itself. Again, I'm not saying anything's a fact. I'm not trying to make any major declarations, but I do find the similarities very, very, very striking. Now again, the reason why I'm showing this is because I want to get your opinions on it. Anyway, those are the results of my digging. You can take them or you can leave them. It's perfectly fine. I just want to get your thoughts on them. And yeah, that's basically it. That's the video, boys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for sticking around to the end. Please join the Discord community. Amazing people. You'll fit right in. Everybody's very welcoming. And yeah, I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.
Get out of here, boy!